So a concentration gradient is
like a slope.
Molecules move from high concentration to low concentration.
So the molecules move down the gradient, they can't move up?
That takes energy. You used energy to flick the marble.
It's against the gradient.
I'll hold that thought. Now, you know these roots absorb minerals a plant can live. What if I told you that their cells already have a higher concentration of those substances?
Then the concentration gradient would actually go out of the roots.
But minerals do get into roots.
And pushing against the gradient.
Using energy.
Exactly. Some materials move in and out of cells against their concentration gradients. That takes energy. It's called active transport. Cell membranes consist of two fatty layers containing components such as proteins. Some of these proteins transport matter into and out of the cell against a gradient. They're called carrier or transport proteins.
So they need energy.
Right. Energy for active transport comes from the breakdown of molecules called adenosine triphosphate.
Adenosine triphosphate?
ATP for short. These molecules have stored energy that they trap during cellular respiration. When ATP is converted to a simpler form, energy is released.
And that gets the carrier proteins going.
And the carrier proteins capture specific molecules and move them in or out of the cell across the membrane.
So it goes both ways.
That's right. Active transport brings in required materials and gets rid of wastes.
Like a pump.
It's often called that.
But what if the pump doesn't work?
I'm Lindsay Power, and I'm 16 years old, grade 10.
Cystic fibrosis is a disorder that's directly related to the active transport in the body. Cells use certain proteins to transport molecules and ions in and out of the cell. When that doesn't happen, chloride is stuck in the cell. Cystic fibrosis, the transport mechanism either is not working at all or isn't working properly. In the cystic fibrosis patient, what's missing is something to transport the chloride ion. This makes fluid and sodium leave that area, and so that makes the mucus very, very thick and sticky. They do have problems with their lungs, and that's why they do physiotherapy and inhalation treatments daily, as well as take numerous pills. Some of these pills are to help digest the food, and that varies from like 1 pill to 8 pill every meal they take, and as well as snacks. They also have to take extra vitamins, multivitamins and vitamin E, because they have problems digesting the fat, and those are in the fat.
Usually we do it 4 times or every 4 hours. It's just to get rid of the mucus. And like before that, we usually do our mask. That's to like make the mucus less sticky and to try to get it out too. The physio just helps to like really get rid of it.
We're very lucky today for patients with cystic fibrosis. The gene was found in 1989, so that has really opened a lot of doors. What they're doing right now in gene therapy, we hope will give us a cure in the years to come. But they're also working on other aspects of cystic fibrosis besides the gene. One area they're working on is enzymes and the digestion. What's happened in the last 10-20 years is the pills that used to be a whole bowl full is down to a handful. So it is improving.
Cells absorb and get rid of materials through passive and active transport. Those materials can fit through the membrane. But cells also absorb larger substances that can't fit through the membrane openings. Some large but essential molecules must be absorbed to cells by a process called endocytosis. Endo for in and cyto for cell. The cell wraps its membrane around the particle and completely encloses it. Once the particle is absorbed, enzymes inside the cell digest it. The reverse of this is called exocytosis. Think of exo for exit. The discharge of large particles through the membrane. Particles too large to pass through membrane pores. Waste materials are often moved out of cells by exocytosis.
Energy is needed for many types of transport. In a single cell, active transport, endocytosis, and exocytosis are all ways of moving materials across the membrane, and they all require energy.